So Scopely is the big winner here. I just don't understand how they could tell us that they took feedback.
Green Goblin's event is ending. Will there be issues with the leaderboard once this event is done? Kangsgiving is coming up. Hopefully you have a happy day. What is the best use of diamonds? Black Cat's event is coming back next week, and we got a lot more to discuss in this edition of your Marvel Strike Force Weekly News Update. This week, I am joined by my brother Dorky Dad. And if you're ready for it, brother Dorky, let him know what to do.
Let's go Scourge it.
And welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. I am ValleyFlyin. This is Dorky Dad, and this is your Marvel Strike Force Weekly News Update. We do this update every single week, letting you know everything that is going on in Marvel Strike Force, good, bad, indifferent. And if you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button for more news videos like this. We got question and answer videos. We got gameplay videos, reveal videos, everything to help your experience in Marvel Strike Force. But I have got the Scourge Man right here as we are going through these Green Goblin trials the last few days of this. How are you enjoying this Scourge, Dorky Dad? And how are you enjoying Marvel Strike Force overall?
I really like the game. I've always enjoyed the gameplay. I get a little salty, a little ranty on stream now and again. People think that they mistake that for hatred or loathing. I really like the game. I enjoy it all the time.
I get mad on stream when I do something bad. I'm mad at myself. That's why I get mad. Like, why did I do something so stupid?
Yeah, we're just competitive people. That's all.
But yeah, it's coming from a place of love for myself, and I'm sure the same for you, right?
Yeah, exactly. And as far as the Goblin Trials go, I did one difficulty 10 run with 70 packs on. It threw me in top 20 then. I have no idea where I'm at now. It's a absolute
Are you done or are you trying to get into that top 10 or top 5
no,
or something?
No, I'm not pushing that one. I have 2 accounts. I'm going to do the second account, and what I'll try and do is get some footage over it, because when I did my run, I did it on Twitch. The VODs are up and everything like that on YouTube and on Twitch, but I didn't really do any kind of guide for it. And now, well, we're going to talk about the Goblin Trial. Are we doing that right now, or are we going to do it later?
Let's skip ahead. Let's talk about it right now. The Goblin Trials, they are in the game, and yeah, you are the expert on the Goblin Trials. Now, I did an okay run, but I think I'm gonna need to do a little bit more. I did almost all the packs on difficulty 8. I didn't have all the health ones, but yeah, we are right outside the top 2,000 right now. I don't know if I'm going to be getting any of these rewards because of the way the leaderboard works. So before we get to all the fun factors, some of your problem sections, what do you think is going to go on with this leaderboard with the 1%? Because right now I am right outside the top 2,000. I guess outside the top 2,100, but I don't know if that's going to get me to this ranking rewards of this 1 to 3%, because I don't even know if there's that many people that went through this. So yeah, do I need to push even more to get inside the top 2,000 to get this 6-star Green Goblin, or do you think I'm safe where I am? A lot of people are going to be pushing towards the end just to get that 400,000 qualification.
I don't know, brother. This one was really tough. I wouldn't be surprised if 1 to 3 is skipped and 4 to 6 might be in question too, just to be real with you. I really don't know. This one was brutal. I did it on a super small account, was able to get it done, but it was not fun at all. Like, if you don't have your new vendors built up, you're probably in a smaller alliance and you didn't put much love into your Rebirth either. And then to get through that Wakanda node is so crazy. And then let alone the infestation node and all the others. And the global black. Oh my God, it's so good. I wouldn't be surprised if it gets skipped.
Okay, well, I've heard right now, because I think Bendable Straws has it just outside the 400,000. I hear there's about 100,000 that have qualified so far. So the top 2,000 is right around where the top 3% is going to be. So yeah, it might be skipped. We might be going right to the 4 to 6%, right to there. But let me know your predictions down below. What do you think is going to happen with these actual trials and the leaderboards? But let's talk about the fun factor of these Goblin trials versus some of the other trials. The first time that we've actually had 2 required teams, Rebirth and the new Avengers. What did you think of this when you first saw that we would need at least 2 teams if you wanted to do difficulty 8 and above, and not the normal using many different teams?
Yeah, I was livid about Rebirth just because we know they're on their way out right now. Yes. They do work with super-skrull in the new raid, so a little bit extra investment into them for this trial wasn't the end of the world. The node we use them on is not fun. It's just like a reset until nobody dies, and then you can get ahead of the Wakanda. So I was livid when it was announced. I still don't like that we have to use it. The two new Avenger nodes, they're, in my opinion, very fun. They're well balanced. It's a nice puzzle to fix. And I think the Rebirth it was a waste of space. I think New Avengers should have been usable for all 3 nodes, like it has historically been.
How many resets did you do on node 6 and in particular node 10? Because I know that if Tiger's thing didn't land properly on node 10, it's just automatic restart. How many resets do you think you did on average with both of these?
They were not the pain point for me. So for node 6, I probably did about 15. Node 10, probably about 8 or 9 resets.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Rebirth, I probably did about 100.
All right. So, I guess my big question is, how big were your new Avengers? Because I say in one of your videos, 1.5 for the new Avengers. Had you built them up since then for your difficulty 10 run? How big was your new Avengers for this?
My new Avengers were, for difficulty 10, they were 1.7.
Okay, so you did build them up since that initial video. Yeah,
and it was just mechanically how to get them done. Now, I also have, my other account is 1.5, and I'll be going through difficulty 10 with them shortly here today when we're done this video.
Okay, nice. I hope you get through it. I hope you get in that top 10 overall of this. All right, the other problem sections, though. City villains. I don't think a lot of people were expecting that they'd have to build up their Sinister 6, just a rare trait before this. I ended up using a tiny Mysterio that helped a lot. Even look at my Mysterio. My Mysterio's all the way down here at 104. And he worked better than some of these larger tunes that I built up for Dark Dimension 6. It worked better than the Kraven that I built up for Dark Dimension 6, better than Negative. What did you end up using for city villains? What was your preferred choice for that difficulty 10 or some of the lower nodes of maybe alt account that some other combos that worked really well?
So I used 4 Sinister 6, 2 Superior, and the Vulture and Mysterio along with Black Cat. So I used Green Goblin Classic, Doc Ock, Vulture, Mysterio, Black Cat, and I built them up all the way to 95. I know I'm going to use these characters in War and Crucible, and those were some of the funnest nodes for me, but I can see how it would be a nightmare if you're trying to use the other characters when you're trying to push past difficulty 8, because, oh my God, there's such a great lot of difficulty 8. Like the top 1,000 ranked rewards are all people doing difficulty 8 with all the packs turned on, just fighting for efficiency. So if you're trying to push beyond that to not fall in that category, you got to build like a very specific team up for the mechanics.
And you were saying that there's a massive jump between difficulty 8 and difficulty 9, and a very small jump from 9 to 10. So if you can do 9, you pretty much can do 10.
Yes, exactly. Like you're going to be doing crazy amounts of resets for Rebirth and for the Global Blaster anyway on 9, so you might as well do 10 and do an extra 25 resets or whatever you need to do to get through them.
All right, so when I was on a test server, City Villain didn't seem that tough. The problem section for me when I was on the test server was that Global Blaster section. This was a issue for me, and I think for me, one of the MVPs, obviously, characters like Archangel and Gambit were really good. Darkhawk was one of the MVPs of this section for me. What was some surprising MVPs for you in this section?
So for Node 4, the MVP for me was Ultron Bots, just doing a bazillion resets. Gambit Pings and Archangel did all the damage. Sunfire giving me an offense up, and Phantom X just standing there and eventually dying. Got me through Node 4. But Node 7 is the other one, I believe, and Agent Venom was the MVP for me there. So the thing about the Global Blast section is you got to do very specific burn attacks. For Node 4, you got to burn the Cersei abilities and the Corvus Ultimate to make sure your Ultron bots can survive. For Node 7, I like to burn those Moonstone abilities as well as the Winter Soldier Falcon Punches. And then I would go in with Agent Venom, who would have his ultimate up from the second node, because you can, once you get control of the second node, you can slow play it. And my Agent Venom would erase the entire first wave. And then that would put me ahead of the Zemo. I would one-shot the Zemo. It would get me in front of the Kang as well, and I would go from there. So Agent Venom was great on this Node 7.
And what were you doing on difficulty 10? Were New Avengers taking out that whole thing, or were you doing a two-tap like I did for New Avengers? So you didn't need Agent Venom for anything after that?
No, New Avengers completely washed all the nodes for
everything. Okay. Yeah. Any problems in tech at all? I think that's the easiest section of this whole thing. But were there any problems at the higher difficulties that you ran into with tech?
No, a little bit more micromanaging of the Red Hulks on Node 9, but nothing crazy. That one didn't take many attempts, and it was fun. And I always knew in the back of my mind, like, hey, I still have my Sinister 6 team alive. I could hit with that, and I could throw Kestrel in there. I could hit with a Kang Doom team. I could hit with a full Pegasus team. I had so many options that I knew I could just whittle the node down if I needed to. But it was a fun puzzle to solve in one shot.
Yeah, this is kind of how the other Scourges were, where you're getting wider traits. But the City Villain, I think, was the most limiting. But the Global Blaster, I think, was the hardest for me, at least.
Oh, it's the hardest. It's the hardest by far. Yeah.
Right. So yeah, let me know what you guys were struggling with. What are some of your tips that you used? But we got a celebration going on, Dorky. A strike salute celebration, and there's some good stuff going on. There's 10 power core deals that are going on, so make sure you don't forget that the first day was Miss Marvel Hard Light, and the current one is some gold that you can get in there as well. But also a login calendar, which I think still has some weird names on there. I don't know if they're going to fix those names, but and I've heard not everybody is getting these calendars. So there's normal November. There's an October calendar. I don't know if everybody's gotten this one, but it's just named October. And then there's another one named November that I think everybody's getting as well. Pretty good calendars here. What did you think of these calendars? Did you think it was a mistake because of the names, or they're like, oh, this is our Thanosgiving this year?
No, I didn't think this was a mistake. I think they probably had the strike salute planned earlier in the year. For whatever reason, it got bumped. Maybe they wanted to bump it closer to the holidays and they made that decision, and then they just didn't change the text on the calendar. I think this was planned, and I think it's great, especially for newer players, those Masters of Evil characters, those invaders that are working really good in the raids, the Rebirth characters as well. You know, it does line up. Maybe even Green Goblin was supposed to come out earlier because we're getting Rebirth shards in this calendar to help people get through that. I don't know. I don't think this was a malicious or stupidity move. I think this was planned, and there was just...
I think it was planned as well. What happened with these names, though? Why is this called October? Why is this called November? The second November one. I think it was planned as well. I just don't know what is going on with these names of this.
Just an oversight. They're really good at oversight. They're really good.
All right, and Kangsgiving, at least according to DATAMINES, this very Kangsgiving gift is going to be 150 Kang shards. Better or worse than Thanosgiving? All those crazy orbs that had almost no value that we had to open and open and open.
See, on one hand, the Kang shards are great. Someone like me, I don't need them, but it's great for the majority of players.
A lot of players have them 7 stars already, but yeah, for the players that don't, this is awesome.
Well, let me run this by. Okay, so for the players that don't, you can get 150 Kang shards, or you could tune in and watch Taco Shooter open up 10 billion Thanosgiving orbs, okay? So you got to play off watching a content creator be super frustrated over these horrible orbs or some nice character shards. I'll leave that decision up to you. I like watching people get frustrated because I know I get frustrated.
Wait. Is it watching any day or just on Thanksgiving? Because I'm not sure if I want to be watching that on Thanksgiving. There's other things I probably want to watch.
I am thankful that I'm not alone in misery sometimes. That's just the truth. That's just the truth.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. All right. Also, the Incursion campaigns, and these are live right now. Farmable characters, Spider Weaver. So if you don't have all your Spider Weaver shards, if you weren't around when they gave those 4,000 Spider Weaver shards out, now you can get some shards back. Kang the Conqueror, so even more Kang shards if you don't have them unlocked. And then Zombie Iron Man finally farmable, at least for a limited time in those Incursion campaigns. What do you think of the inclusion of them being farmable in these Incursion campaigns right now?
I think that's amazing. This is them further keeping true to that promise that characters are going to be readily available for the diamonds. And Spider Weaver and Kang are definitely characters that you're going to want to get those diamonds on. And the fact that it's part of the Incursion campaign, I think it's fantastic. Zombie Iron Man, you could do with or without the stars, but he does play very differently when he does have them. So I think these are 3 great characters that get made farmable.
Yeah, this is good. I think this is a way better. And maybe it's not as much event stuff going on, but I'd like this nice, simple rewards for Thanksgiving. So this is good. All right. Other question I had. Now, when I read this, I thought this was updates to dark promo credits for some of these characters. So obviously, we got diamonds available for the Horseman, the Morgan Le Fay, Red Hulk, Rogue, and Archangel. That's all in the store right now. You can upgrade Black Cat and Big Time Spider-Man to 7 red stars, and that was an immediate purchase for me. That Black Cat, I got that 6 star in her. Nice. And I kind of screwed up what I wanted to do with Quicksilver, but I thought Black Cat was a little more important important there. But this is the part that confused me, Dorky Dad. It says also a dark diamond credit pricing upgrade for Ultimus, Ultron, and Doctor Doom. As far as I know, they don't have diamonds available in the store right now. And I thought what this was for was dark promo credits that were going to be upgraded. Do you think that is supposed to be dark diamond credits, or it was supposed to be dark diamond credits? Because the in-game message that we had in the inbox, our in-game inbox, also said dark diamond credits. So do you think that was a typo, or this was something that they're doing beforehand, before they reduce prices for whenever they're coming to diamonds?
I want to say this is something that they're planning to do to reduce the dark diamond cost. I don't know if I'm crazy. I could have sworn I saw a Doctor Doom 1 diamond price for 3,000 of the dark diamond credits. Maybe I dreamt that, and rather maybe I nightmared that. But the idea that they're dropping the cost, I think, is great, because I mean, who's going to put diamonds on Ultimus? On Ultron, Ultron's okay. Doom is actually a somewhat interesting character. Now, I'd be interested to see the price difference between Doom and like the Horseman. But giving him diamonds, 50% stat jump is nothing to scoff at. That could be something cool to make him flip buffs.
Yeah, I don't have 7 red stars on any of these characters to actually test this.
Well, there you go. There goes that.
But yeah, maybe that's why I don't have that's why I can't see this store. But if anybody has 7 red stars on these characters, can you please confirm if this is dark diamond credits that got reduced, or their actual dark promo credits, which I thought is what was going to happen for that. So yeah, hopefully that's all good. All right, we have a new war rules that just came about, and you are way more invested in war than I am. What did you think of these new rules? Instead of basing it around our secret defenders, it is now mainly based around our Sinister 6 and Rebirth. Are they the new heroes for hire?
No, because they do have already like 4 built-in counters that work.
I guess the exhausted won't make any heroes for hire. Yeah, but are they? How bad are they if you're trying to attack them? Maybe not heroes for higher level, but how bad are they?
So if you don't take the right team in there, and it's a very big Rebirth because they built up for the trial, they built it up for the new raids, you can find yourself absolutely smashed. I went in with Gamma, and Agent Venom one-shot my Green Hulk, and then even though I got to ult with Red Hulk, I ended up in like a 3v1 fight with Brawn against 3 Rebirth. I almost got it down, and then I died. So there is a lot of RNG on teams that you assume just crush this, and then they don't, and that is very frustrating. But then there's teams that walk over it. You know, Undying completely just waxes this team because I think Juggernaut stops them from spawning with speed up. I would imagine Secret Defenders destroys it because Black Cat stops them from spawning with speed up, and then she also removes all the revives. Nowhere demolishes it, so it already has a lot of counters in. The thing is, those counters are just super valuable in other locations, so I think this just helps kind of mix up the meta, which is important because the Superior 6 rule war rules is going to make them absolutely insane.
I got lucky against the Rebirth with a Death Seed. I forgot about the new rules. I took them in. I'm like, oh wait, she's reviving once. What? Oh, there's new rules. They went in live already. I ended up getting lucky. Maybe I just got a good RNG. I don't think I ever want to do that again because that was not what I thought was going to happen in that. What other teams are you seeing? Are you seeing more Sinister 6 on defense? Are you seeing Superior 6 on defense? What are you seeing as far as changes because of these new rules, Dorky Dad?
Well, with Rebirth coming in on the defensive side, and I believe all the Spider-Verse or the Superior 6 stuff is for attacking Superior 6 allies, at least in the global rules. I know it's war ready Spider-Verse allies there as well. So we're going to see some on defense for sure, but with Vulture giving speed up only on the offensive side, it becomes a very easy mirror match. And with there only being 10 rooms to clear, I think we'll find Superior 6 mixed in with Vulture and Mysterio on the offensive side of war. At least that's my hope. That's what I hope happens. And I think that'll be the case, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited about this war season. I think it's going to be great.
All right, well, how dominant is the Sinister 6 / Superior 6 right now? What are you able to take out with them? I've seen screenshots of them punching up against a new Avengers with the hybrid with Green Goblin. What are some crazy things that you've seen with this Superior 6 / Superior 6, the hybrid, the Sinister 6 / Superior 6 hybrid?
Yeah, so it's exactly what you said. As soon as this team can take out new Avengers, it becomes a top 3 war offensive team, right?
I guess they're top 3. I guess they're top 3.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a super fun team now. With where the problem comes in is that you're probably going to be facing off against new Avengers Apocalypse now, or new Avengers super-skrull and stuff like that. So the team will be really good. I'm not sure how it's going to handle Apocalypse super-skrull variants, and Dormammu variants. It should just completely walk over. So nothing to be concerned about there.
So that sounds good. Let me know what other teams you guys are punching up on with this. What other combos that you guys have seen or used? Because I think this is only our first war that we've had with these new rules. So there's going to be a lot more crazy punch ups, I think, coming up. Diamonds got upgraded, and now instead of a 35% overall boost, it now goes up to 50% overall boost, which I think was close to what was originally proposed by the devs.
Yeah.
Who's the biggest winners of this? Is it a particular character? Is it a particular subset of the community that has all these diamonds? Is it the big Krakens? Is it everybody? What is the big effect of this, Dorky Dad?
So Scopely is the big winner here. I just don't understand how they could tell us that they took feedback and diamonds weren't like affecting things, when it's like, hey, you haven't sold diamonds until yesterday when they posted this. Nobody has 3 diamonds on all their characters. People who have faced like a 3-diamond Robbie can tell you, hey, he's destroying people. All right. The 3 diamonds at 35% was definitely having an effect on things, but not enough to move the needle for sales. So they were trying desperately to sell 1 diamond for $100. It's like, bro, you're trying to sell a regular red star orb for $100 right now. There's 250 characters that you can get pulled from. It was just a terrible business decision. That
I didn't even notice those offers. I don't even notice those high value offers. Like I just scroll past them. But so they're talking about the diamonds were not achieving many of the goals they set for them. Are they sales goals that they were talking about
yes.
here? I thought it was in-game goals that they were setting. They wanted the character stronger. It was sales goals they were talking about, though.
So it was definitely sales, because think about it. Raid right now, how many diamonds do you have on your raid team? But we're able to do up to 2.2 already, maybe 2.3. We're going to find out soon. Tower or satellite. People were already beating, stage 40 of the satellite. It's going to be for PvP, so it's to make better sales, get the Krakens, to get those diamonds, to crush the whales, crush the dolphins, get the hierarchy where it belongs. You're going to see level 100 soon, I'm sure. And then we're going to have a nice 4th quarter for Scopely to get some good bonuses. And I think that's going to be the case.
Let's shift it from the sales and everything to the actual characters. Who is the biggest winner in terms of characters? I know Scopely is the biggest winner from sales, but who's the biggest winner in terms of characters from this? I went and bought a 2 diamond for my Kestrel. I'm looking for Kang. I'm looking for Icarus. What are the best characters that you would want to go tall with instead of wide with your roster?
Yeah, so I think tall is definitely the move with the 50% over 35%. You want it on your MVP characters more than you want it spread out. Like you said, Kang, Kestrel. I really like Robbie Reyes. If you have him at 7 yellow, 7 red, he's a powerhouse. Photon, you can have her there too. That'll be a Crucible nightmare. Speaking of Crucible, Gambit's going to be amazing there. Oh. Let's talk raid characters. Anybody worth it for raid? I forgot about
Gambit.
Yeah. Val is probably gonna be really good.
Eternals still doing the Eternals, or are they too old? Both of them?
Not Cersei. No, just Icarus. Icarus to the moon. Omega Red is still great because he does percentile damage and he just hits like a truck. Not Shang-Chi. I know a lot of people still hyped on Shang-Chi. He's starting to fall off.
I like that.
And then a lot of dark promotion characters after that, right? And of course, Hawkeye. You got to bring Hawkeye up to 3 diamonds.
Hawkeye. Wait, can I bring Nobu too? If I'm gonna bring Hawkeye, I want to bring Nobu with him, or is that just silly?
That's you. That's on you. You live with that decision. I'll live with mine.
Okay.
Keep an eye out for reworks as well, right? Like Gamora would be great because of what her rework was like. Thanos, oh my God, a 3 diamond Thanos and Crucible in that stage 3 will demolish your team. Like he one-shot my entire Gamma team. I was like, what the hell?
It's a lot of great options. I think the first are Kang, Kestrel, and then after that, kind of
based on your play style. Fun with it.
All right, okay. I like that answer. All right, This guy, Omega Red, he's now a permanent legendary, which means that all of our traditional legendary characters are now permanent. What does this mean for newer players? Is it still going to be a tough unlock based on the original requirements? I think Nick Fury you need for this character.
So Nick Fury Winter Soldier used to be the pain points to unlock him. Now they're actually the okay characters to build up, right? Because they're used in raids.
Yeah.
The other secret Avengers, that's the pain point now. Getting Maria up there, Captain Sam, Sharon Carter, they're not really used anywhere. Even plug and play Captain Sam has fallen off a cliff because he doesn't do the damage like Shang-Chi does, right?
Yeah.
It's a tough pill to swallow. I wish they would reduce all the requirements. I haven't actually read that. Did they reduce the star level requirements, the ice level requirements on those
Not
characters?
as far as I read. I know they did for Shuri, but hopefully they start doing that with Omega Red as well, because while he's still a good character, his team has fallen off a lot. They're not, I don't even know if they're used in war too much anymore.
They're a top 10 war offense team. They're probably a top 6 or 7 defense team. So they still have a little bit of life left in them. But in no planet where they're positioned are you like, hey, you need to go unlock Omega Red and start building up Weapon X. Like that's not a realistic goal, right?
All right. So it's good that he got unlocked, but not huge.
Yeah.
All right, another farmable character, Sylvie, was added to the war store yesterday. How big are you building her if you don't already have her at 7 stars? Are you farming this as every time you see her in the war store, or are you kind of saving some of your war credits for maybe some unique pieces or something like that? Is this a character to farm right away or wait?
So I think you always farm characters up. I don't think she doesn't need diamonds for the current raids. At least at 2.2, Pegasus is still going to walk over it. I would probably get her up to definitely 5, maybe 6, and then just let her kind of build her own way up there. Save your work credits, because if they are going to be making these characters more farmable faster, there might be a more valuable character dropping in the war store before you know it. So don't empty your hoard of credits on her.
Maybe see what you're doing in the raids. If you need to build her up, get more stars on her, then continue to do that if you're struggling. But if you're already smashing the Incursion 2 raids and you don't need to build her up, then save it for gear or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I got a question for you, because it's listed that this Kraven Animal Armature event is starting on the 23rd. But as we're recording this on the 22nd, it says that this event is starting in 4 hours. Will this event start tomorrow, or will this event start today? Did they actually move this up for Thanksgiving, or did they get it wrong in the blog post? What do you think is going on with this Kraven event?
Let me hit you with a counter question. Why not both? Why not have it start both times? Just have 2 events ready.
2 leaderboards. I like it. And we're getting some Winter Soldier shards in this. We're getting a bunch of Winter Soldier Iron Fist, not Winter Soldier, Iron Fist World War II shards in this. Moonstone, bunch of different things. And I don't see any Kraven shards, though. I thought this was supposed to be his event. His orb is not in the game yet. So do you think that this is going to be his release event? And will there be shards in his orb once it's there?
Yeah, the fact that it's superior secret orbs from arena rewards, this screams to me it's going to be like Teen Loki, like Robbie. Hopefully, because he's not in the milestones, this means that they listen to our feedback and he'll be a guaranteed drop from those arena orbs. That would be best case scenario. Worst case scenario is get wrecked commander, right? So we'll find out.
And we also have an event coming up next week for the other member of the group, the Spider Slayer. For this, you're going to need to work on some campaign nodes, spend power cores, similar to the event that just ended, that we need to spend power cores and spend campaign energy. Other big thing that happened from the blog post, Incursion 2 raids came out. Looks pretty fun. Very, very easy Bifrost section. Very, very easy Pegasus section. Mutant gets a little hard. Are you splitting up Death Seed? I know that I've taken out Psylocke and putting Apocalypse in there just works a lot better. What are you and your alliance doing, and what are you pushing for? 2.3 on the first week, or waiting for a little bit?
Yeah, so we're going to be hitting our 100% 2.2 here in a couple hours. Then we're going to, then we'll be doing 2.3. We'll probably try and push for 100% because the lanes seem a lot more doable than the last raid tier, which was just completely gated by teams, right? Like the Mystic was like, hey, you can drop 4,000 cores if you want to get through Mystic, but then good luck with tech. You're going to have to drop 40,000 to get through tech. That's not the case here. If you got super-skrull, you're okay in bio. If you got Apocalypse and Emma, you can make it through mutant. And your invaders, oddly enough, are doing great in the skill section. You might have to do a burn attack here. You might have to hit the second node twice, but it's nowhere near as bad as the last raid tier was. I'm curious to see how the raid team sales are going to go. I think the mutant one is going to sell well. I think the bio one, more people are going to get scrolled before the bio team comes out. And the skill team, I'm not sure if it's going to sell very well. So I'm interested on how Scopely will make us need to get those characters, whether that be for a different legendary event, for different sort of showcase events, whatever they're going to do to make us want to build up these future teams. Because the raid right now, I'm not going to say it's solved perfectly, but it's manageable.
Well, we only have 3 difficulties, right? Do you think at the higher difficulties, and they said there's no modifiers right now, do you think at difficulty 4, 5, 6 comes out, do you think there will be modifiers there? Or the stats will be just so high that you're going to need whatever new raid team is out to do those higher difficulties?
Yeah, it will probably just be stats. It'll probably be just a gigantic jump in stats, which means, Pegasus and Bifrost, they work good. Well, not Bifrost so much, but Pegasus team works good in other modes like Crucible and everything else. Because the stats are so crazy, they needed to address the issue that the last tech section in the last raid dealt us, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if we get a super overpowered mutant section, probably riddled with raid tags, same with bio, same with skill, and then that's how they could sell it, probably. I do think mutant is going to be the highest in demand because with the death pool giving speed bar in node 1, you kind of get beat up before you get to take a turn. Node 1 is kind of the sketchiest node, oddly enough, in the mutant section right now. And then for nodes 2 and 3, if you can't be getting kills, then your Archangel's not going to snowball that speed meter, all that energy, and then I think it could be a problem there. So I wouldn't be surprised if difficulties 4, 5, and 6 come out early next year, and then we're getting new teams then.
Yeah, I think next year is when we're going to get more of these teams, and at least according to some DATAMINES, maybe another team is coming sooner rather than later to these. But all these new raids go along with these nice new season rewards. I like that they open it up to a lot more alliances. They're getting more of this teal gear because I think they've met their threshold for what they wanted to limit for super-skrull, and I think enough people have them unlocked. But we did get some new raid rewards for these incursion raids. Looks like everything got increased. Maybe not some of these teal orb fragments for some of these difficulties, but more of these teal epic orb fragments, more of these teal elite orb fragments. The new thing that we have is elite raid credits. And what that's going to be used for is the new supply store, these new awakened abilities. Right now, just Black Cat and Nova is going to be there. Eventually, I'm assuming Green Goblin is going to be there. Is there any scenario that you would not just be purchasing the Black Cat passive, or are there other abilities that's going to be that you see as a little bit more appealing? It looks like it's going to take about a month and a half or so to get one ability of doing all these Incursion 2 raids every single day. Is there any scenario that's not the Black Cat the passive?
So Black Cat passive is definitely really good because it gets that death proof off of enemy Black Cats in arena, which is going to make it so you can actually rewind the enemy characters. It's going to solve that mirror matchup that's an absolute nightmare right now. So that's definitely very valuable. I think the Green Goblin passive is going to be very valuable too, because right now, this season, they spawn with defense up, but next season, that Superior 6 rule is not going to be there. So him giving defense up to his team on spawn might become something that we need to use for whatever room rules. They probably have something planned, right? The idea that the team isn't coming with defense up and it's a awakened ability, that tells me that they have something planned for the future. You had mentioned extra charges.
Extra charges from the ultimate, and then he does all that stuff on his passive as well. I think both of those look very good, in my opinion.
Yeah, so I think there's a couple Black Cat ones that are interesting, the passive for sure. Then I think I'll probably pivot over to Green Goblin, and I will just straight up ignore Nova because we don't see him we just don't see the mirror matchup in war enough.
They're good already. They're good already in war. And nobody puts them on defense. That we need all that extra stuff. So,
but also
Black Cat passive, then just save until whenever Green Goblin's here.
I think so, but we also got to remember there's going to be more legendaries, some more awakened abilities, right?
Yeah,
and who's to say
so far?
Yeah, and who's to say we're not going to get awakened abilities for other characters now? Now that they have a way, first of all, to monetize the currency, to sell us these abilities, maybe rework Icarus.
I mean, don't give my ideas, Dorky. Jeez.
Who knows? Maybe rework Icarus's ultimate will hit 3 times, right? Maybe.
we did see DATAMINES of more awakened abilities for characters that were ready in the game. I don't think they came to fruition, but that was something in DATAMINES at one point. So
wait, hold on. Skrull in the DATAMINES does have a battlefield effect that is awakened ability. So you might want to just hold on to your currency to be real.
All right, get the Black Cat. Maybe even hold off on the Black Cat passive. Just get it. It's going to take you months anyway. So hopefully we get more information before that 1.5 month or so before we get all this. But yeah, I think everything else just hold off on. Now, the raids, they did get a huge update for newer players. So the thresholds for these raids, instead of 30%, now is at 10% for some of these, goes up to 15% and 20% for some of these others. And then the difficulty to get the next rewards, 50%. Also, the rewards, they're getting increased on a lot of the older orbs, especially the purple, orange gear orbs. So great for newer players. And the orb contents themselves upgraded for to get more stuff. So more rewards, more content of the orbs, and then lower the thresholds. This is great for newer players. Are these the catch-up mechanics that we need to entice more players to come into the game?
These are definitely part of the catch-up mechanics we need to get more players into the game, to get them through the early content, get them familiar with the combat, familiar with resource management. It's definitely a great step. Same was with the increased farmability of characters and the rate at which you farm them. So they're doing a lot of good things here. It's clear that they're either trying to grow the game out or they're desperately trying to just keep people here. Either way, I think this is awesome. I'm super happy about it. I wish they wouldn't use, T2, L3, T2. Like, I wish they would use blue 2, blue 3 like we do, because I don't know how to read this. I'm not a robot. There's too much here. So I wish they would switch the lingo up to kind of match what we talk. But this is great. It's great.
Yeah, I think all this is good. Other thing that is good is Black Cat. Her event is coming back next week. We got a date for it in the blog post. It says the 27th of November is when the Black Cat event is going to come back. This is trial 2. Hopefully this allows more players to get that more stars on that Black Cat. And Nowhere is one of the required teams, but now Sinister 6. How easy are these Black Cat trials going to be now that we have the Sinister 6 reworks and the Superior 6 in the game, especially with the war bonuses that the Black Cat trials are going to have for Nowhere? How fun is that going to be for you?
It's going to be a lot of fun. Make no mistake about it. The Sinister 6 team with Vulture and Mysterio and even Electro is like 3 times more fun and more powerful than the Nowhere team. Because for the Nowhere team, it's just Nova with a bunch of slow broke boys, right? So I think it's going to be really fun to be able to use those characters. I'm glad that they did this Sinister 6 tag to try and line that up for people. Do I suggest you skip Nowhere? No, they're still a good team. At the very least, you want to build your Nova up. But I think it's going to be fun. I think for you, because you're still in the I haven't maxed out Nova leaderboard now, I think that top 50 is going to be very competitive with this.
Well, as long as I could get a 7th star on her, I have 6 stars on my Black Cat right now. As long as I get that 7th star before the second or during that second event, I'm happy with all these events. Do you think any of these other sections are going to open up? Villain, mystic characters, global controllers, and brawlers. Do you think any of these other sections that may have been challenging for some people before are now gotten easier with some of the reworks and some of the new characters that we get?
Well, more people will have Skrulls, so brawler's going to be easier for that regard.
Not for me. Let's be honest. The people that have Skrull probably already have a 7-star Black Cat.
Yeah.
Or at least a high-level 6-star Black Cat.
I don't know. Villain Mystic. I don't think so. Global Controller, like, was that Ironheart? I don't think she helps very much.
I don't remember this at all. You're the Scourge expert here, so I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember it either. I blacked it out. I don't think much else changed. It's still going to be the Morgan Doom show, and for Villain Mystic, it'll still be the Morgan Doom show.
Okay, yeah, sounds good. But yeah, there's Nowhere Sinister 6. I think that's going to be so much more fun this time. Especially because you could use Goblin, the new Goblin, and Kraven, and all these other characters. This is going to be more fun. All right, we have some data mines, and thanks to Tana for data mining these, but it is about the next month-long milestone event, and this looks kind of similar to me for what they've done last December, which it wasn't based on a character, it was based on a store. Looks like we're going to need to collect the spectacular snowflakes, and I know you know the answer to this, but Valley Club, I'm going to pose a question to you. What do you think Spider Scarf, Sled Pool, Superior Sweater, Uncanny X Cap, and Ruby Snow Goggles means for some of the next characters that are coming next month? All right, so How excited for this are you? Do you think this is going to be a store that we're going to be able to get some character shards, some gear? What do you think is going to be going on with this?
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it'll be. A nice store for us to kind of pick and choose whatever resources we want to build into, whether it be character shards, gear to retain, maybe some ISO, whatever the case may be. I just hope it's better than the last Christmas's event. I remember the last store
I
was
thought
pretty
it was
bad.
good last year. They released some Nemesis shards, things like that. They had the only thing that they didn't tell us was like which character is going to be there and the cost of it, because I think the cost went up over time. But they had some pretty good shards there. They had some pretty good rewards, if I'm remembering that correctly. And
right,
when they
right.
did that with Sylvie, it was a good store also.
Yeah, I think what was it last Christmas? There was like 7 days where it was these characters are available, and then after that it was different characters. So you didn't know the cost as it was progressing, so you didn't know what to buy. That was the only
issue. We didn't know the cost, and that Nemesis was like the coveted shards back then. It was like, oh, I want Nemesis, and then we didn't know how many shards we had to get at that. That would be the only problem. But I do remember it being very good last year. So hopefully this event is like that. What would be the ideal scenario? What characters would you want to be farmable in those stores? Some of the newer characters, like some Superior 6 or what is our Secret Defenders or something like that? Yeah, so I think those are the 4 teams that I think would be really interesting, right? Because they're talking about, character cadence being jacked up a bit. I think like Pegasus, Secret Defenders, New Avengers, and now Superior 6. I think put all 4 of those teammates in there. People can pick and choose which one of those 4 teams they care about the most, because they're all amazing teams. They're all usable everywhere in the game right now. But I think that'd be really good for them. And I don't think that's going to break anything. I don't think there's going to be a clear winner. There'll be a lot of people choosing their own path in that. And I think that'd be dope. If they ran it like last year, do you think it would change any of your purchases if you knew the cost and what characters would be available beforehand, or you would run it kind of the same way? It certainly would. What I would love to see, if they want to run a super long store like that again, don't run 4 different stores with 4 different currencies. Give us a list for the first store, a list for the second, list for the third, list for the fourth, so that we can spend our currency on the characters as they come, instead of having like, Pegasus has some super cheap characters at the beginning, and then at the end, if you want to wait for Superior 6 members, Kraven costs like 50,000 credits. You're just like, well, I can't get a single one of him now. Yeah, I wish I did. So I hope that they can, not be too Scroogey McDuck about it, and just be cool. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Bring fun back to the events. Scopely. That's what you promised after the Halloween event, and it looks like this Thanksgiving will be a little bit more fun than the Thanos giving of 2 years ago. Any other final thoughts, Brother Dorky? No, I don't think so. I think the game is starting to become more stable structurally. Like for a while there, I couldn't get my game to last for more than an hour. It still overheats. That never happened before, so that's kind of weird. But yeah, I'm enjoying Marvel Strike Force. How about you? I am as well. I haven't experienced too much of the crashes, but if that would be the only thing that I'm really, really upset with the game about right now, because I think the game has gotten a lot more fun since the players voiced sent their letter to the Scopely, and I think they've made an effort to make the game better, and I can see that as a player, so I like it. So hopefully you guys have a great Thanksgiving. I know you celebrated about a month ago or so, Dorky, but I hope you have a great Thursday. I hope you eat a lot anyway. And yes, have a great Black Friday. Hopefully there's some great deals that you get in other places and in Marvel Strike Force if you want to spend money there. We get Black Friday. We may not get American Thanksgiving, but we get American Black Friday. You best believe I'll be on Amazon later today. All right. And guys, Amazon coins. If you want to get some great deals, save some money with Amazon coins. I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully this video did provide you some value. If it did, leave it a like on whatever platform you're listening to, whatever podcast platform, or on YouTube. And I will see you guys next time. And if you want to check out what are the best awakened abilities ranked from best to worst, make sure you check out the video up there. Make sure you check out Dorky's channel and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Hulk Fist, are you ready for the Hulk Fist pop? I almost forgot to ask, Dorky. You don't ever have to ask. I'm always ready. Right. Let's get it. Hulk Fist pop, Dorky Dad, ValleyFlyin out. Have a great Thursday or Thanksgiving.